The rabbit is episoding just as I knew and dreaded was inevitable when the Gaza monstrosity began, particularly with the Rolling Stones beaming down to Tel Aviv. My first concern, as I mentioned in passing, was to protect the children. Just as warning the at risk when I was a Falk medical librarian in 1984 took precedence. I could see the logic and meaning behind what was coming and figured I knew where they'd put the bait. Typically, when showmen this accomplished are at work, they put on a show. And somehow they found Aaron Bushnell to do unto himself what the mob scene and wolf pack and jackals of Liverpool and Pittsburgh vowed to do unto Jimmy Query, having poisoned me in the mouth in the lead up to COVID to prove they would never do that. So we know what the jackals are mongering. Two virgins. We give them the AIDS virus, then show who said we could sucker them with a pussy, or should we give them the pussy and then execute them with the AIDS virus? This is the Licky Chops Rhapsody of UW Dialectical and the University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon. Make no mistake, it is the administration on high doing this. It's not just some Jules and the Polar Bears fraternity psycho row. These are the politicians and governors at work. So, God help me, they want to murder me without giving me a penny for my troubles. Pope Carl helped design the whole thing, and he was like, well, sin is evil. They triangulated between Foucault Zappa and the Ayatollah Khomeini, who was himself triangulating with Oliver North, Ronald Reagan, Colin Powell, and Muammar Gaddafi in Iran, Contra, and Israel, Netanyahu. Iran, Israel, and America were fundamentalist tripartite, while Zappa, Foucault, and the Ayatollah, the one thing these all had in common was the Ayatollah. He was the eye in the pyramid. And Zappa was like, well, they're going to say sin. Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo. We'll get Howard Cosell, what's Stern, the German magazine, the Stern. And Foucault will Dewey. He'll Aaron Bushnell. Him with Sean Straub, and we'll send them a rainbow of cynicism to beam down like Mick Jagger in Tel Aviv. While children are buried under the rubble. You have to unscramble your psychology to get to the bottom of that, because the goddamn queers in Seattle Sound Mental Health and Seattle Art Museum are responsible for this. They called it building momentum, even when it was shown to have been David Jeffin plotting. And Pope Carl had it all gizmology. Sin is bad. The queers were saying, no, how dare you say sin is bad? And Zappa will make a mockery of those who say sin is bad, while Foucault immolates himself as one. And the sinners will have only themselves to blame when they found out they could have saved John Lennon. Guess who's holy? Yoko Ono. And the Axis tripartite. Hitler is Jesus is. Lenin is Casper the Friendly Ghost. Lazarus back from the dead. And the Bly Sanders, Blades from the Cinders, the Phoenix program traces all the way back to Wispansky and Denuncia. In the origins of Hollywood Fayum, the great dictators, the destruction of Gandhi's movement, the collapse of the Roaring Twenties in favor of German martial arts and Heil Hitler. which King Edward in England had a vanguard who absolutely loved. And they were going to get their yayas out again, some more. And the whole thing is turpentine for the skinheads in Liverpool. The whole thing always was. They come up with Maduri Goto, heartbroken pussy ball, suffering from a nerve agent. We'll see his thaws, magna cum Harvard, said Hitler would have hated most to see Germany in the arms of his enemy. So they tear out the heart of the queer bait and give Midori its casp, and they take holy revenge. And Takama is like, yes, holy espionage. Worship at the shrine of the threat to murder our own children. And the queers, the stupid queers, are celebrating the murder of children by the people who murdered them. And they're saying, oh, we must know. You know, if you must know, there was yin and yang to being lied to the face by Peter Gabriel. You want to trust him, but he's lying to your face. There's where the yin and yang is. You self-deceive yourself. I only met one person, sergeant in the police, who could understand me going undercover the way I did. That I became very confused and was telling myself this can't be real. She said, I understand. Howard Diversion did not understand that. Owen Jones apparently finds that incomprehensible. And all the British, like Mom Beata, oh, you like Greta, you just want to worm tongue her too some more. We'll get some examples and successive degradations of the X motive out of you, queerball. And you'll be the sinner who's to blame for the sin of could have saved John Lennon. And we will all Heil Hitler together. And they'll smush out the children of Gaza for good measure, just to show that the parallax of folk called Ayatollah Zappa is neat, man. That's all they care about.